Hi everyone, this is Anita Craig. I'm the founder of Flow and the Master Leader Program. Welcome Tamu, it's fantastic to have you join us here across the wires on Zoom.
Yes, the platform of choice these days, it seems, or of necessity, shall I say.
Yeah. Perhaps you could just start to unpack a little bit around, some of your own story, what led you to this work, and what are some of the things that people can expect, just some sound bites from you on this program should they participate.
I hope that I can make a contribution to helping us all to understand and see better and hear better the, the plight of people around us. And that means each other, listening and understanding each other, seeking first to understand and then to be understood, in the words of Franklin Covey. Um, my career has led me through my background in human resources to a place where, as you mentioned, diversity, uh, equity, and a sense of inclusion has sort of been has become almost de rigueur for how I like to envision the world, the lens through which I look and through which I try to work, all in the service of helping to further the sense of belonging among members of any group that I happen to participate in, and understanding better for myself what it's going to take for a person who's a member of that group to actually have that sense of belonging. How is it achieved? What is belonging really? And what exactly is inclusion? I think that's one of the learnings that I always long to explore and unpack with people.
How do we find a new sense of inclusion and belonging and a sense of unity as opposed to even more division that COVID could potentially be creating for us? What would your heart like to say about that?
Although people have always worked from home, some people have always worked from home, I think much more of the world is experiencing that kind of solitariness, if I can say that, a kind that they don't often experience because it's you and your machine. I mean, essentially, that is your key to the world. Your sense of touch is impeded. Your sense of being able to feel what it is like to be in another person's presence and to read that person and therefore find your way through a conversation or through a negotiation or through an exchange. We are missing that right now. So I think the key to moving forward and adapting in this, as we say, the new normal, is going back to those basics that are often in the background, but seeing how very important they are. And that's where the sense of belonging comes in. So how do you enter your Zoom space with others? How do you greet them when they come in? What do you say aside from, okay, here's the agenda for the call? What tools can we help people, can we develop working in tandem with each other? Can we test out? Can we learn more about that will help us to almost send through the connection, the kind of empathetic approach, the kind of readiness to signal to the other person, I'm ready to receive you and what you have to say. I am listening.
Thank you, Tamu, for those insights and the conveyance from your heart of such deep care for humanity at large, which I can feel coming through on this call with you today. What do you feel are the qualities, the competencies that need to be cultivated in leaders going forward to be future fit?
Things like having a sense of what I like to call cultural humility, which is recognizing that I'm bringing what I who I am and what I have into any given environment, but I'm also a receptor. And so I need to be always reflecting and reflexive about that surrounding and the people in it, so that I can understand, what am I working with? What are the factors at play really when you peel back the layers? So we needed people who had that kind of sense, and it's been labeled everything from, emotional intelligence to cultural intelligence, but all kinds of ways of getting at things like the ability, the capacity to genuinely listen to people and genuinely um, uh, consider their offerings and the ways in which those offerings are offered. Where do they spring from? What is it that we're not paying attention to?
I wonder if you've got a couple of comments there just to share with us around how you work with the sense of consciousness, what that means for you in terms of leadership development.
I've got to understand, okay, if a person is from, pick a culture, I need to understand, okay, a bit of the basics, how do they greet each other? What do they consider that's important in a conversation? But what are the habits, customs? So the misconception is the way that I am going to be able to, as you say, um, uh, interact and in ways that are really meaningful, is that I need to learn more about others. When in fact, the lens and the direction is that we need to look more inward. So one of the things that I've learned is, and what does that mean, looking inward? What it really means is understanding yourself.
So Tamu, just some open comments in terms of this program and what you have chosen to bring your presence to participate in. What is it that you would say has drawn you to this work and being part of this program that has moved you and motivated you or touched something inside you that you've decided you want to share on this program, on this journey here with us?
What I think that I picked up from the materials that I read, indeed from my conversation with you, with meeting at least one of the other participants in the program, someone that I happen to already know, I got this sort of connection with the things that are important to me in life and in the world. And I have followed that. I have thought, that's important. That will get me through the door. Now, on the other side of that door, of course, is this wonderful amalgam of a broad array of expertise in a number of different areas in terms of leadership development, but also a foregrounding or almost a marriage of that kind of expertise with a deepening that that Flow and the Master Leader program is trying to help people to cull and to tap into and to bring into the space that they'll be working in. And that amalgamation is very powerful to me.
And just a final question for you, just to share if you're willing, is what is the kind of legacy that you would like to impart on the world through your signature, your life having been well lived here on Mother Earth?
So to the notion that legacy is very real, because we will all leave, and hopefully there will be something left behind. It gives you the power to begin to shape it from this side, I think. So just the notion of us understanding ourselves as a participant in history and having a sense of history, that understanding and helping people to tap into that and not be afraid to engage with questions of legacy. Because after all, questions of legacy on a personal side are built upon the realization that this is not forever. So I think engaging with that, develop your own sense of history that you can then impart and leave behind with others, is something that I think would be important for me.
Any last comments from your side for the audience that could be listening to this today that you would like to share with them?
I think that we are in a particular moment, and I'm speaking very openly about COVID, that with all its despair and all of the bad news, I think it does present us with some incredible opportunities, both to have the kind of maybe time and space to think about what's really important and what is my connection to that. So I would simply say that the degree to which we can be present and exercise some of that mindfulness that we are always hearing about, I think is the degree to which we can strengthen the capacity of connection in the world.
Thank you again for your time today, this conversation, and may there be many more that flow between us and in the Master Leader Program.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Anita. And again, it's my pleasure, and I'm extremely happy about the opportunity to participate and to learn more about you and other people.
All the best to you in the meantime.
Thank you very much, and same to you as well.
Thank you.